Coming up on 5 Minute News. Trump accused of deleting camera footage in espionage case. Legal challenges over Biden's border policies grow. And GOP plan to dismantle US climate policy. It's Friday, July 28. I'm Anthony Davis. Disgraced former President Donald Trump faced new charges yesterday in a case accusing him of illegally possessing classified documents, with prosecutors alleging that he asked a staffer to delete camera footage at his Florida estate in an effort to obstruct a federal investigation into the records. The indictment includes new counts of obstruction and willful retention of national defense information, adding fresh detail to an indictment issued last month against Trump and a close aide. The Florida charges came as a surprise at a time of escalating anticipation of a possible additional indictment in Washington over his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. The latest allegations also make clear the vast and still not fully known scope of legal exposure faced by Trump as he seeks to reclaim the White House in 2024 while fending off criminal cases in multiple cities. The updated indictment from special counsel Jack Smith centers on surveillance footage at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, evidence that has long been vital to the case. Trump is alleged to have asked for the footage to be deleted after FBI and Justice Department investigators visited in June 2022 to collect classified documents he took with him after leaving the White House. The new indictment also charges him with illegally holding on to a document he's alleged to have shown off to visitors in New Jersey. Prosecutors accuse Trump of scheming with his valet, Walt Nauta, and a Mar-a-Lago property manager, Carlos de Oliveira, to conceal the footage from federal investigators after they issued a subpoena for it. Video from the property would ultimately play a significant role in the investigation because prosecutors said it captured Nauta moving boxes of documents in and out of a storage room, including a day before an FBI visit to the property. The boxes were moved at Trump's direction, the indictment alleges. Immigration advocates have said that an online appointment system to seek asylum at the U.S. border with Mexico is out of reach for many migrants, the latest legal challenge to the Biden administration's immigration agenda. The lawsuit says the administration, often working with Mexican authorities, has physically blocked migrants from claiming asylum at land crossings with Mexico unless they have an appointment through the CBP One app. It says the app is impossible for those with inferior internet access, language difficulties, or lack of technical know-how. Appointments are capped at 1,450 each day. CBP One essentially creates an electronic waitlist that restricts access to the U.S. asylum process to a limited number of privileged migrants, according to the lawsuit by advocacy groups Al Otro Lado and the Haitian Bridge Alliance, and would-be asylum seekers from Mexico, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Russia, who say they couldn't get appointments while waiting in Mexico. More than 38,000 people were processed for entry using CBP One in June, and more than 170,000 got appointments during the first 6 months of the year, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The lawsuit is the latest legal threat to the Biden administration's carrot-and-stick approach to the border that combines new avenues for legal entry, like CBP One, and shuts down routes to asylum for those who enter the country without government permission. Officials say the approach is working, noting a sharp drop in illegal crossings since the rule took effect on May 11 that allows authorities to deny asylum to migrants who arrive at the border without applying on CBP One or seeking protection in another country they pass through. In June, authorities stopped migrants nearly 145,000 times, the lowest level since February 2021 and down 43% from December's peak. An alliance of right-wing groups has crafted an extensive presidential proposal to bolster the planet-heating oil and gas industry and hamstring the energy transition, it's emerged. Against a backdrop of record-breaking heat and floods this year, the $22 million endeavor, Project 2025, was convened by the notorious right-wing climate-denying think tank, the Heritage Foundation, which has ties to fossil fuel billionaire Charles Koch. Called the Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, it's meant to guide the first 180 days of presidency for an incoming Republican president. Climate experts and advocates criticized planning that would dismantle U.S. climate policy. The nearly 1,000-page transition guide was written by more than 350 far-right operatives and is full of sweeping recommendations to deconstruct all sectors of the federal government, including environmental policy. The guide's chapter on the U.S. Department of Energy proposes eliminating 3 agency offices that are crucial for the energy transition, and also calls to slash funding to the agency's Grid Deployment Office in an effort to stymie renewable energy deployment. Another chapter focuses on gutting the Environmental Protection Agency and moving it away from its focus on the climate crisis. The plan, which would hugely expand gas infrastructure, was authored by Bernard McNamee, a former official at the agency. He previously led the far-right Texas Public Policy Foundation, which fights environmental regulation, and served as a senior advisor to the Republican Senator Ted Cruz. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.